your boy Dano, television show host of Weekly Dose of Dano TV. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today on this Thursday. It is July 21st. Man, it has been super hot outside, but I'd rather have the heat over the cold. Thank you guys so much for sharing an hour of your time for today, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the replay, if you're watching in the States, or if you're watching in Australia, because we got Australia in the building for today. Thank you so much for making this choice. Make sure that you're liking, sharing, and doing everything that you need to do to spread the content and the good energy within yourselves as well, because you already know that's how we roll on here. And also, if you're watching right now, please, I need you to drop a hashtag positivity posse, just so I know that you guys are rocking with this amazing, life-changing content, because you ain't going to find it anywhere else on the web, only right here with me and with Alex for today, because she's about to drop some golden nuggets for you guys, let me tell you. So drop a hashtag positivity posse, so I know you guys are engaging, and you guys already always do it before I could even put it up on the screen. Hashtag positivity posse, what's going on? Everybody, you guys are absolutely amazing, and I love it. You guys are the best positivity posse in the world. Nobody can compare, and I'll put it up against anybody. Let's go. All right, so we have a few things that we have to talk about today before we bring Alex on. And y'all, man, I think this street interview, I think this is the best one. I'm gonna say it. I think it's the best one that we've ever done. The answers are pretty good, even though some of them were similar. I really like the B-roll that we got. The music was great. The only thing that I wish I can change is the wind. I need a wind guard when it comes to going out and having a microphone with talking to people. But besides that, man, let me know what you guys think when we roll that clip for today. All right, so two things. Number one, I'm going to talk about a picture that I saw on social media that I really didn't like. I thought it was pretty corny. And then number two is I'm going to do the affirmations for happiness. So let's start out with the affirmations for happiness, because you know, every time that we read from this book, I firmly believe it always helps me, you, or whoever it may need to help. So let's get it. Let's open up to a random page. I'm filling the back of the book for today. All right. Let's see. Okay. I like this one. Number one, you know what? I like this one instead. Number 179. It says, gratitude connects me to a profound sense of joy. I'll read it again. Gratitude connects me to a profound sense of joy. I really like this one because I feel like with gratitude and joy, there is they go hand in hand, because if you start to have gratitude for the things that you have in your life, you woke up today, you have running water, you have electricity, all the basic things that we do have in our life, we start to really, thank you for writing it here. There it is. Gratitude connects me to joy, 100%. We start to vibrate at that level of joy. I mean, it starts out with gratitude, and the more time that you spend to think about it, the more things that you can go down your list to say, oh, well, I'm grateful for this. I got gas in my car, or I got a job that actually is allowing me to make some money. There's so many different things that can happen, and so many things to be grateful for once you have that gratitude. And yes, it does connect me to joy. I firmly believe that, and I claim it. And if that's for you, I'm happy to help you out today. Cool shirt, my man. Thank you, David Vardaman. I really appreciate it. It's like a little, since I have a green screen, this is and the shirt is a little bit green. It's kind of like a little bit see-through. So hey, there you go. It just adds to the coolness factor that you were talking about. All right, so that was that. Let me share this screen with you, and I need to know your guys' opinion on this quote that I'm about to show you, because I think this quote is just so corny. It's just not cool. All right, here it is. If you guys can see it, let me go back. Here it is. If you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate. All right. If you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate. There's two things that I don't like about this quote. So number one, it insinuates that you need to fail twice as much as you need to succeed. And I don't really like that, because let's say you're grinding, we're 100%, right? You're spending all your good energy, you're giving your gratitude, and you're doing what you need to do. You're taking the actions to make sure that your business or your idea succeeds. Why can't it succeed on the first time? Why do you need to fail 2 times, and on the third one, that's when you succeed? No, man, that's all nonsense. That is the scarcity mindset. And a lot of people think that you need to go through so many bad things in order for the good things to happen to you. No, that's not the case. The good things can happen to you immediately if you train your mind to think that way. And number two, failure, as we always say, Lou said it even before I said it. Great point, Lou. Everything is a lesson or a blessing. So it's not a failure. It's a lesson on what you need to do better. If you failed, not really failed the first time, but lack of a better word, it's a lesson on what you need to do. And if it works out for you, then it's a blessing as well. So I wanted to share that. I thought this is a scarcity mindset thing. So just always be careful with all of these positivity gurus or leadership people, whatever you want to call them out there, because we already got the truth here with Alex. So trust me, you guys are in for a great episode for today. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And now let's get into oh, wait, let me take Lou. I love that. I love it, but I got to take it off right here. So here it is. I got to play the street interview for you guys. Always leave your answers. Let me know what you think. And I'm super, super happy to present this to you guys. Shout out to my guy, Mike Gross, for actually coming with me and filming in Philly, on the streets of Philly. So let's get to it. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dano, television show host of Weekly Dose of Dano TV, and you already know what we're doing for today. We're going around the streets of Philly, asking everybody the questions that you need the answers to. Let's get it. Sir, what's your name?
I'm Joe.
Joe, if there's one thing in this world that you want more of besides money, what would it be?
Oh, man, more time to spend, like, I don't know, hanging out with my dog at the dog park, like things like that, you know? Just like nice, relaxing things.
Okay, and why do you want more relaxing things in your life?
I don't know. I got anxiety, so sometimes it helps just to be outdoors, you know? I'm a software engineer, so I spend a lot of time with the computer.
So what's your name?
Brianna.
Besides money, what is one thing in your life that you want more of?
Honesty.
And why did you choose honesty as your answer?
Wow. I just think that we hide behind our phones, we hide behind a lot of things. We've been home for a while, and I think that allowed us to kind of like manipulate what exactly we want. And I think if people were just more honest, then maybe we would get more out of life, friendships, and I guess less hardship. You know, it's been tough the past couple years with people not being as honest.
What's your name, miss?
Katie.
Besides money, if there's one more thing that you wanted more of in your life, what would it be?
Oh gosh, I have a lot. I'm pretty happy. I guess love in a weird way. Yeah. We're getting 28 years old. We're both single. All of our friends are like tying down, which feels a little intense. A lot of babies, engagements. But I guess that, but overall I'm pretty happy.
Awesome. And why did you choose love? Was it because your friends are tying down and doing it, or is it because you want it for yourself?
I want it for myself. I love love. I'm a Pisces, so I love love.
What's your name, sir?
Tom.
Besides money, if there's one thing that you want more of in your life, what would it be?
I value my time. I think time is the most valuable currency to me.
And why would you say time, and why is it the most valuable currency to you?
Because I think time is where you spend with your loved ones, friends, and I mean, you can have all the money in the world, but I mean, if you got no time to spend it, then it doesn't really matter, right?
And I see that you love basketball too, so we're time to play, right?
I mean, I haven't played in a while. If you've been watching me, you see I'm pretty trash.
He was sinking all the buckets. What's your name, sir?
It's Harrison.
Besides money, what's one thing that you want more of in your life?
Well, I've always thought that I think the most valuable thing a person can give somebody else is their time and attention.
Why do you say time and attention?
Because I think if you have a lot of money, it's maybe an easy thing to give other people, and it's a sort of a way of showing some level of care. Sorry, I got other people showing up for class. But it's the kind of thing that I think sometimes is just a little scarce, and it's something that I think promotes more understanding and allows people to just sort of come together and be happier. I think everybody wants to just be heard and, you know, have the attention of the people they love and care about and admire.
All right, so there it is. If there's one thing, Alex, all right, I'm only going to give you one freebie, and this is the only one you're going to get for today. So have that in your mind as well, because that's the first question I'm going to be asking you. If you can have more of one thing in your life besides money, what would it be? Sherry says time. I'm so happy. I saw this and I was rolling in the background. I'm so happy that I didn't see this live because I would have been rolling. Hey, and David says he would like more pepperoni pizza. So that's what I'm talking about, the diverse answers right there. So without further ado, we have to bring Australia. Man, you know what? And let me not even limit it to Australia because Alex has literally been all over the world. I mean, from the Bahamas to Australia to Slovakia, where she was born. There's so much that we have to cover. So everybody, please, please drop the hearts, spam the hearts, drop the comments, whatever you need to do. Show some love to Alex coming on the show. Let's go. Alex, how you doing today?
Laugh. There was just so many things that I already learned from you. I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Oh, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here today. Please, if you're watching this right now, the Positivity Posse, Alex decided to actually move her spot up a week, but she has to take a test after this episode. So please just drop some words of encouragement in there. Send her some positive energy because she's about to crush this test, and I can't wait to hear all about it. All right, so
Okay.
Alex, answer the question. If there's one thing that you want more of in your life, what would it be?
Oh, I really want more people to watch this because I was so pumped after the first 10 minutes and I was thinking, how can I match this energy? Oh my God, it's like, oh, we want time and connections and love and honesty. It's just all kind of level when, we don't talk about that, but we all want it. That means I wish all people will get what they wanted in the video because I think that's so important, and love and connections, honesty. Oh my gosh, like it's still not enough, I guess.
Yeah, and I just feel like some people, we are kind of scared to take that jump to really achieve what it may be that it is what we want. Like if you want more time, then I think you should prioritize that and make sure you take some time from some other things in your life, So, yeah, and Alex, I know you're so chock full of knowledge, so we got to get into your life, all of the things that you have planned, and I know you just came out with a course as well, so we're going to get into everything like that. So let's talk about a quote that we were talking about in the green room, and it was the quote, fake it till you make it. Do you like this quote, or do you not like this quote, and why is that?
Yeah, great question. And I know we mentioned that at the beginning, and it's good start. I think from perspective, first of all, everyone, hey, good evening, probably good afternoon for you. I have good morning here. That means I really laugh because I can see the chat. That means if you have any questions, I will be happy to read it on the way.
Oh, yeah.
And from perspective of, that was actually a teacher that was telling me all the time when I started coaching journey, fake it till you make it, just have clients, just do it. And there are people they're telling you, oh, you need to be high ticket coach and all this stuff at the beginning. And I was like, I don't have that skill. Like I don't have it, right? That is how I can lie to people and charge them straight away $10,000, $20,000 for a program that I just don't have skill to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was really important to understand how or where or what is that thing that I do that I can help people with. And I just really didn't like it when somebody told me, fake it till you make it and do big, hoo, I'm awesome, I'm great, hire me. And it just didn't sit well with me. Mm-hmm. And also what I said when we talked together, it's funny how we don't see things, or we don't think we don't see them in ourselves. But when we want to fake it, we actually don't fake it because it's visible. That means we can say things like, hey, I'm awesome, hire me, or buy from me, or yeah, I'm high ticket coach, or whatever it is, what we want to fake. But our body language and our tonality is saying like, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to do it. And people still don't pay you anyway. That means why to fake it? I would say, do it from the heart, do it honestly, and do what you want to do and how you want to do it. And take your time.
100%. And I firmly agree with that. Because, just because somebody says something, I think our body language always tells us what we need to know. And then there's also that intuition piece too, because I'm pretty sure you've experienced it, where somebody walks in across the room and you see that person and, you try to do it without judgment, but you're like, man, for some reason, I really don't like that person. And I don't know why. But you also have that intuition that's built into us that helps us decipher the real from the fake. And with Alex, Yeah, I know that you're really big into NLP. Can you talk about what NLP is? And I want you to, how has it changed your life?
Great question, Dano. I think the good morning, everyone. Hey, Janet, Lou, Sherry, David. I can see you. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Look, NLP is brain language, and it's funny because I had just a kind of small, not even argument, but someone commented my post on LinkedIn and says, "Oh my gosh, how you can actually use neuroscience as a word when you're talking about NLP?" And I was thinking, wow, when you can't see how brain language is connected with neuroscience, I'm sorry, but I think, that's the big gap that probably someone needs to learn, because
Mhm,
our language, how we talk to ourselves, is influencing how we feel.
mhm,
And that influences our results, of course, because we're creating emotions. That means brain language is not only how we talk to other people or how we perceive the language from other people, but also how we talk to ourselves. That means brain language is, or neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, is basically how we create our reality, right?
mhm.
Because we all perceive things different way. I can go down with you to the cinema, we will watch the movie, and you'll go out from the cinema pumped out like, oh my god, this was an amazing movie, and I'll be like, oh, I really hated it.
Yeah,
And the event was the same. We've been in the same cinema, maybe sitting next to each other and watching the same movie, but we leave the cinema with different feelings, different experience. And that's what we create with our stories and our beliefs and values. That means we have filters in our brain, and they're basically based on beliefs. If I believe that I don't like the actor in the movie, or I don't believe, in action movie, and you love action movies because they bring you joy, well, that experience will be different. That means
mhm.
it's all about those internal values, beliefs, memories, what happened to us, what we experience in our life. And that creates that perception, that state, that's the physiology and psychology, and of course our results, because that's behavior.
Yeah, and can you talk a little bit more about that, about the correlation between values and behavior? Because I feel like there's when you talk about values, that's something that's intangible. But when it comes to behavior, that's something that is measurable, and you can see when somebody takes an action. Talk about how values do affect the behavior.
Okay, that's a great question. Values, we have sometimes values that we inherit, right? We have something from family. It's basically family of origin values. And we don't know, sometimes we don't watch what we do really in life. But our aspirational values, or our values we kind of dream about, can be health, connections and friendships or results, whatever it is. And we think that we have those values. But values are our compass. They are actually directly kind of leading our behavior, where we're going, and they're taking us somewhere. That means if someone says like, yeah, health is my value, then I will be like, okay, tell me, what did you do today for your health? And they're like, well, I don't know, probably nothing today. Then I will say, maybe it's not your value. That means really think about that. What is your behavior? Because behaviors are telling you what your values are. And that's the other way to look at that. A lot of people don't look at it from that perspective. That
Mhm.
means check your results. If your results are not what you want, look at the values you live and you demonstrate. And that was me, for example, in business when I started. I was like, yes, I want results. I want my first million. I want to hit it. And it wasn't really about money, but at that time it was about money. I was like, yes, I
Mhm.
need to, I need to achieve it. And it was funny how I realized that I was procrastinating. Like my values were opposite of results, right? And opposite of achieving that 1 million. And I was procrastinating. I was avoiding sales. Oh, I hated sales. I was so scared. And I was doing something else always. I was creating. I was spending time on things they were not bringing results. And I didn't know that until I really have a look. Like I had a look on my values, and I was thinking, wow, procrastination is on my first. It's the top. After that, it was creating, pictures, doing videos, and just having fun. I was like, there is something missing there.
Mhm.
And I realized that the result wasn't my value. That means from that day, I set up the set of values. They actually were the values of people that are really successful. And I
Mhm.
observed and interviewed a few people to really understand what their values are. And
Mhm.
the first value was result. That means everything what I did from the morning, the first few hours of the day were all results oriented. That means it
Mhm.
was not avoidance, it was actually sales. It was not being scared, it was overcoming that fear, call people, talk to people, and doing different way, really, really focus on the result. But some people say results, it doesn't resonate, it's not really connection. But it is, because more money you have, more successful you are, more people you can help. And
Yeah.
it's like, great, that's what we want.
Yeah, and that's really one of the things that I want to do with the Weekly Dose of Dental platform, is to help as many people out as possible. So it's really, I want to talk about a point that you just made into what I just said. It's not really about, you just said it. It's not really, you just said it was about the money, but it's not really about the money. And I think it's the things that are associated with the money. So it's the freedom that you may have if you have a certain amount, or, if you help this many people, you start to think that, you're a good person, because you're like, wow, look at all the people that I helped. Can you talk about, you just created a course about leadership, right? I want you to talk about why you created that course with the leadership, and what are some of the things that you hope that you want to achieve from, having your course.
That's a really good question, because I got really a lot of funny feedback from people. They said, oh, you shouldn't give away for free. It says that you don't have value, and all those kind of comments. And I was thinking, that's really great perception. My perception is, if I want to change something, and if I really want people to become better leaders and help them to understand what to look for, what to watch for, what to listen for when you are with team, when you are with family, maybe, when you are with clients. There are so many important things that we need to learn about behaviors, needs, and drivers. And when we know that we can actually have better communication, that is more, for me, it was more idea of, let's give it to everyone. Let's tell people this is important, to just little tap into that, learn about that, read about that, talk to me about that, whatever you want. But it's just to having that free conversation. I think it's more important than anything in the world. That means if someone perceives that doesn't have value, I will say maybe that person is not prepared yet, and that's fine. That means that was the major kind of goal for us, to open up the doors to different conversations, because I don't believe leadership is, Maxwell leadership, like we need to have relationships, but it's all about relationship and also all about that. Of course we have, but of course we need to respect people. Come on, morals and ethics, that's normal. We don't even need to talk about that. If someone says that they have value, honesty, that's normal. We want to be honest. That's just not even a question. You don't need to put it into values on the wall. It's something that should come naturally. We should be like that because it's normal and it's moral.
What's interesting about that is that for somebody like me and you and the Positivity Posse watching, we would think that honesty is just such a baseline thing that you should have going forward. But let's take for that girl that answered the question inside of the video the street interview. To her, that must have happened so many times where she's experienced people, and her perception are that people are just so dishonest that it's really shocking how, and interesting how you may think something should be very baseline, but with your communication and really talking to other people, it's not that way for everybody. So Alex, I want to shift gears a little bit, because we're talking about just perspective and everything, and I want to talk about traveling for you and how that's really impacted your reality. When you talk about traveling within yourself, what are some of the things that you learned about yourself and your reality due to traveling? And name some of the places that you've been to as well.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think traveling itself is very important for us, because we learn so much about people, how different we are, how different we live, different way we live. And guys, if you want to share where you were, where you're traveling, or what place you love, I would love to see if people maybe dream about the place that you want to visit. It will be nice to have some pop-up of places. Yeah, I live in Thailand. That was my probably biggest step when I decided to sell my company back in Europe. And I was like, yeah, selling it and going to open coffee shop in Thailand. And it was interesting to learn how I perceive Thailand as a beautiful place, friendly place, smiley place, and it is beautiful. And I still love to come back. But from perspective of having business there, I learned that it is different. There are things that we don't see in culture, and we probably should learn about them, because that is giving you that bigger picture about people and countries. And it was really wake-up call for me when I realized that they treated me different way. I treated them as a friends. Everyone was similar to me, and I was basically the person that is there because it's different, because it's from different background, that I must have money, and they were basically charging me more. I was paying more for social security. I was just having rent was really high, and I was thinking like, wow, this experience is not that I love the country, but the experience was so actually negative from perspective of running business there, that I decided to sell the business after 3 years and move to, I would say, normal world, but that's normal world as well. But it was really just a bubble, it's living by their rules. But what I learned about myself was that I was brave and I had energy, and I was so decided that I'm going to do this. I will do it and I will make it happen. And I realized when I came to Australia, I forgot about that energy. When you have that, like, yes, this is my goal, this is what I do. And I was missing that energy, and therefore I couldn't actually do anything for first year. I was so stuck. And I realized when we want something, we can do it. We can pack the suitcase. We can go everywhere in the world we want. We just need to have a dream. And I'm not saying that go, broke when you don't have anything and you just pack everything suitcase and you will wait that maybe miracle will happen. No, miracles are not happening. But if you want something really, really, really believe in that, what you want, it will actually almost feels like you will get a little bit of luck, because you're so motivated, so inspired by your vision that you can take other people, together. And I guess completion of that vision is easier, because people will get almost like, you're like contagious, like they're like, oh my God, like it's happy and drive. That I love this drive, and people go together. And I think that's when magic happens, when all great people are together, like you do here. Dana, this is, good vibes only. Is all this energy, and what you do here is amazing.
Oh yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that.
And it's connecting people. I can see that.
Oh yeah. So I want you to answer one more question before we go to a commercial break. This isn't really a question, but I wanted to put this. Working on one's authentic self is the persona. Here it is, spell check. Is the persona it creates an Alex perspective is interesting. So answer this question. Would you have remained there in Thailand if things were less expensive?
I don't know. It definitely changed my probably perception of money itself, because you just basically live somewhere where you can probably get more from perspective when you're going there for vacation, because everything just feels a little bit cheaper. But when you live there, you realize that, wow, I need to work much harder, because that coffee that cost $5 in Australia is not costing in Thailand $5, but it costs like 70 cents. That means you realize that you need to work harder to make actually more money. That means it is very challenging from perspective of that. Like it changed the value. Like it's really how hard you work, how hard you need to work. And that's why I love Thai people, because I think because of the economy there on our situation, it's always hard work. If they want to travel outside of Thailand, it's hard work. Like they have to really, really have great jobs to actually be able to do it. That means there is actually something that I love about Thailand that I will always love to help. And I have so many friends from Thailand. It's absolutely amazing. But I really feel for people. And I know they have big dreams as well. They want to travel, they want to have nice things. And it's almost heartbreaking when you're there and you realize that, wow, like I was actually pretty rich when I was back home, right? That means it's very interesting. And guys, great comments and questions are like that.
Well, yeah, I told you, I'm just letting you know, the Positivity Posse, man, they're real, they're alive, and they're the best in the world. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the leadership qualities and why is it that you really love just the idea of leadership and what it means to you. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a quick commercial.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jeanette Ramos, and I'm the founder and CEO of It Takes a Village Housing. It Takes a Village Housing is a nonprofit organization geared towards helping mothers get the services that they need to raise their children. It's going to provide not only drug treatment services for our mothers, but mentors for our children, home economics for our mothers. This is going to be a one-stop shop that's going to provide for our families. Drugs and alcohol seem to be a big part of our society, and how we eradicate that will be based upon what we do for this population. We're always looking for donations. Help us out with those donations. Anything that you can give would be a great help. We're always looking for beds, we're looking for toiletries, we're looking for money, and anything that you can provide us would be of great help. So if you're willing to provide this population with a second chance at life, check out my website at ittakesavillage1.org, or you can email me at ittakesavillage@gmail.com. Here's to It Takes a Village Housing, and I look forward to meeting with each and every one of you.
Except I received this insight about a title called Prisoner of War. The book
Thank you for the sponsors for sponsoring the Weekly Dose of Dano TV platform. We really appreciate it. And if you're interested in sponsoring the Weekly Dose of Dano platform, send an email right here to doseofdano@gmail.com. And now, Alex, it's time to get back to the great golden nuggets that you have been dropping. So let's talk about leadership. And we're going to take this in the broad sense, actually, just for everybody out there, because I think there might be some mixed reactions or mixed answers to this question. But here we go. We're gonna send it out to you. So here it is.
Awesome.
Do you think that everybody has the ability to become a leader, or is it something that's only selected for a chosen few?
Awesome question. I believe everybody can become leader, and I believe we are already leaders. It's more where we leading ourselves and where we leading others. I think that's a more important question. Because we are leaders from perspective of influence. We are influencing people around us. And this is the most important part of, I guess maybe it's not how we perceive the word leadership, because we think leaders are only CEOs and team leaders, you need to lead people in the company. But it's not true, because we leading our friends, we influencing everyone around us. And I believe leadership is influence. And if you have negative influence on people, you maybe can influence people from perspective of they feel really angry around you, or they feel frustrated, or they got sad. You don't know, but your actions, your behavior, your body language, your words actually influencing everyone around us. And that's why I believe we all should learn a little bit about self-leadership and understanding our brain and behaviors.
100%. And wow, you just opened up a new perspective to me, because when I thought about a leader, it's exactly like you said, kind of like a CEO or somebody who's in a top position, and then it trickles down from there. Because let's take a company for an example, like a corporate company. You got the CEOs, and then the middle level managers, and then the bottom people. But those people that are like the employees, they are also capable of being a leader as well, because like you said, the influence. And I never really thought about it that way. That's such a profound insight. Thank you for that. And I'm going to take that going forward now. And I think that even if people, like you said, are not in that great way or leading in the positive direction, it still is leadership, but it's down a negative path. So Alex, I know that leadership for you is something that's ultra important. so important that you started your own course on it. And also, if you do want to take Alex's course, here it is. Here's a little mini series that we have for you. She decided to drop that in the comments for you guys as well. So if you want more, just reach out to Alex, and here's the website. If you want to take a screenshot or whatever you want to do, however you want to reach it. So you took so many other leadership courses leading up to yours, and that's really kind of one of the things that inspired you to start your own. What were some of the reasons or things that you didn't like about other courses that really was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to start my own because all of this is kind of, BS?
Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. I don't want to actually say that every course is bad, right? There's a lot of amazing stuff, and they just focus on different things. And I don't believe those different things are so important, because I believe when we change our filters that we talk about, and that's values, beliefs, and we start with self-agency, self-leadership, we actually learn so much. We learn so much about ourselves that it will give us a little bit of perception of others, and we'll learn about other people more and more. That means what happens when we go to all the normal programs or traditional programs, and I think it's all because a lot of things changed last 3 years, and all leadership is changing. And we say organizations needs to heal, people needs to heal, people needs to really have a look what is happening inside them, because they're all burnt out, they're all tired, they're working so much, and they're working crazy hours in corporations, right? It's horrible. And they lost the sense of themselves. That means they kind of get people around them, influence them, and they are something else, they are not themselves. That means how you can be a great leader. And this is what other courses are not teaching you. There is usually time management, self-management, a little bit of management, a little bit of resilience. Awesome. We all need to be resilient. But where is that the most important part? That gap is everywhere. It's like, what is our perspective? How we create our feelings and emotions? How we are emotional fitness for a leader. It's number one thing. I need to know and understand how I create my emotions and how they're coming out, and how other people create their emotions and how that is coming out. As a leader, I need to know my people. How I can motivate them. What are their drivers? What are their motivators, and how I can inspire them instead of being there as a boss and controlling and saying, yes, you need to do this today. This is the task. No, I want people to come and they know what they do. They know what is happening today because they're inspired. They're inspired by purpose, by vision, by mission of the company or a leader. That means leaders needs to learn how to inspire and how to positively influence, not just being there controlling. We don't have control anymore. We don't want anyone controlling us. We want people to influence us positive way, right? We want a leader that will actually help us to grow, that will help us to become better people. And I think that's what is missing in every course, almost every course, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, obviously, if you're touching on it, then you have it figured out, and that's worked into your system as well. So for somebody that doesn't really know you, you mentioned the word purpose. Have you found your purpose in life? And if you have, what is your purpose?
I had actually, when I started, I was like, wow, I want to influence 5 million people first, and all these like big numbers. And I was thinking, you know what? I've totally forgot that I just need to influence one person in a positive way. And my purpose is are my clients, right? I feel really, really fulfilled. Yesterday we had a big session with my group business owners, because I have business course as well, and we were talking about sales, and I saw this massive shift when we started to talk about the beliefs we have about sales. And I said, you think sales is all the time in 1995, sleazy salesperson trying to give you everything and sell you everything. And I said, and 2022, now we have sales that we want to help and we serve. And as a leader, same thing, we need to serve. That means we need to learn how to serve. And I love the conversation, and that is what is pumping me up. Like, I just love that, because people get into heart, people get into their real purpose, and people talk about different things, and you can see how they change their lives. Sometimes they change their career, sometimes they change their business, and they realize, I want this is what I always wanted. I don't know how I couldn't see it. And for me, that shift, that transformation to connect with what we want really truly from the heart, and why we are here on this planet, what we should do in the world. I think that connection, when you see that transformation in people, it's like, wow, this is the reason I do it. I don't need to influence 5 million people. I can just influence 2, but to see that, it's like, it's the win, it's the greatest gift for me as a coach and mentor.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, when we come to live our lives, we kind of take things, if you haven't awakened yet, to use that word, a lot of people take things at surface value. So just because like they don't really think about, life beyond the veil or life beyond this planet. And it's like you said, why were you put on this earth? And these are just some of the driving factors that a lot of people really need to start to understand. But I think that it's designed that way so everybody can just keep their blinders on. And if you don't talk to other people or have leaders, like you said, or have a coach to help you see beyond what's in front of you, then we start to get stuck in that cycle. So that would be my piece of advice for everybody watching. Always get yourself a coach or a leader like Alex to help you see what that next step could be. And when it comes to that leadership quality, I mean, I can already tell that you had it. We had a conversation on the phone when we first started to talk, and you helped me really understand one thing about myself that I didn't think was really a value or a valuable characteristic. And it was just the ability to talk to people is something that's super, super valuable, right? And I didn't think about it at the time because you're just like, well, I'm just having a conversation. Like, what could be so valuable about that? And it's that influence, like you said. Can you help, share with everybody, or maybe you've experienced it with your clients as well, what are some valuable characteristics that maybe we all have, but we don't really see it as valuable?
Yeah. That's really deep question, and it's really great question. And it's really hard to say when you don't know or don't see people, what we have, because we all have something unique. And when I talk to you, for example, the energy, you have vision. I believe you have vision, you have something, you have mission that you decided to go on. And that mission is really contagious. Like, people want to be around that. People want to listen because you have energy, you're putting your energy in. And for example, for people, like when they sometimes feel like they try to do something, it doesn't work, is because we didn't pause. And it's because we focus on different visions or different goals. Sometimes we focus too much on money, or sometimes we focus too much on some kind of number we decided to have one day. And it can be leads, your clients, your customers, maybe your relationships, whatever it is. But we have this kind of goal we set up, and we didn't realize that actually that goal is limiting us. Let me have a look really what is there. Maybe your goal, because it's such a massive attachment to that goal, is actually limiting you to discover what is really within you. And I think that's the really important message, because we create attachments all the time. And also from perspective of we have everything, everyone has something unique. It can be the way you talk, the way your body language goes naturally, the way you connect with people, your behavior, your language, your probably goals, but goals from internal perspective. I'm talking about real thing that you really want to achieve. Sometimes it's just the small thing that you do in a shop and you help, old lady and pick up her bag, whatever it is. But we all have that internal, I guess, good, amazing stuff we can do. We just don't tap into that because we're still thinking we need that, we need to pay bills, we need to do that, we need to take kids to the school, we need more money. It's just all these shallow needs and what we want, but what we truly want inside, is connect with that, and you will find that you have so many things to actually sell if you want to sell it, right? Or so many things to give if you want to give it. I mean, it's like you're doing something here for free. You're basically volunteering, right? I'm here as well, and I love to be here. And people doing this because they believe in something. I mean, it's really check on yourself what you believe. What is the world about? What is your life about? What do you believe life is? Some people think life is tragedy. Some people believe that life is fun. Some people believe that life is hard. When you believe life is hard, can you imagine what is that setting up for? Life?
Yeah, you're setting up.
It will be hard, right?
Yeah. I think about when you as a visual for me, I saw a picture, and I guess this is where I'm getting the influence from, but there's an easy path and a hard path. But when you said that life is hard, I envisioned all of the snake pits, and there's all of these spikes that you got to go through, and like hot coals, and all of these, limiting like setups and all of these pitfalls that you might be setting yourself up for. I was actually this morning, I was on Bathrobe Moments, hosted by Lauren Harris. Go check out that episode if you have some time. It's an hour long. It was absolutely amazing. And he actually asked me that same question. He says, okay, when at 50 years old, where do you see yourself? And it's exactly what you said. My answer was verbatim. I don't want to really answer that because I don't want to limit myself. Because when you have a tie to that number, let's say if I say I want to make $100 million, well, that's kind of putting a ceiling on what I can make and my different range that I can help people out. And I think that's really, really important is that non-limiting factor. But it's so hard if you're not conscious of what you think, how you speak, who you hang out with, and literally every decision that you make, because all of this stuff really does cultivate your personality and everything that happens to you. Now, Alex, when did you first hear about, or when did you first resonate with the idea that everything that happens on the outside is a reflection on the inside? How did you find out, or what made you resonate with that?
That's actually a big question, because it happened to me a few times, but the most probably big event or moment in my life was when because I can't have kids and I was really suffering. There was 3 years of trauma and I was a little bit, I couldn't get over it. And I saw my partner and I was telling him, you need to change. You need to be more fun. I don't like this. Like, you need to do this. And I was trying to change him all the time.
Mhm.
And one day I was just sitting and I was thinking, why he changed so much, why he's so sad and all this. And I was thinking, it's because of me. It's like, I'm sad, I'm terrible, I'm miserable, I'm not doing anything, I'm not having fun anymore. And I was this, like 3 years, I was this bubble of terrible person, like I was really like sad and down and I didn't want to see people. It was really hard. And I really wanted some fun. That means I pushed that on him. I mean, it was reflection of what I wanted, but he was basically showing me mirror. This is who you are, Alex. This is how you act. This is what you say. And that was the moment when I said, okay, I'm going to change myself first. And this is for all leaders or business owners or people around, career, employed, whatever, whoever you are, or even kids. We need to change ourselves to the kind of picture or to the point who we want to be first. And after that, people come on board and they become what we want as well, because you lead them, you influence them, and you influence them positive way. That means I realized that I was influencing him really negative way.
Mhm.
And it was just to the point that I said, you know what, that's enough. I'm actually really sad because he's sad and I don't want him to be sad because of me. That means it was really just kind of like, it just flipped.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was when that started. Probably that was this big, massive moment of change.
Wow. And a lot of people, I think that's hard. And let me not say a lot of people, but a few people would kind of don't have that self accountability to say, well, maybe it is me, I'm wrong, then I'm going to have to change. But a lot of people think that it's never them, they're not the issue. But personal accountability is makes a world of a difference in your life. And Alice, I know you have to go, so I'm gonna give you a few minutes because I know you got to go take the test. If you're watching this, please send some good energy to Alex's way to go crush this test. But we always wrap up the show in the same way. Alex, if there's somebody right now that's going through one of their darkest moments in their life, what advice would you have for them in order to get themselves out of that, that bad place?
Okay, that's hard because I know how it is in dark place. It is really where we can't see the light. But probably just a reminder that there is light, and really look into yourself and ask yourself questions. What was the best time in my life? When was that? What did I feel? What did I hear? What was the smell around? Maybe there was some kind of country that you visited and you remember the smell. Try to use all your modalities, all your senses to remind yourself in the dark moment, when was the best light moment of your life? That means if you feel that you don't have confidence, really think about the time when you've really felt confident and proud of yourself, and bring all senses into your body and feel it. Because when we connect all senses and all modalities and all inside with the good place, with the good mood, good feeling we had in the past, we can actually start to create new neural paths and new feelings that will become again normal for us. That means that's actually a big thing. I know it sounds like, it's easy. I know it's hard to do, but when I was down, it always helped me to think about the one moment in Greece when I was actually listening to water. I was listening the bubbles in the water going through the stones. And in that moment, I remember I felt so free, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I can do whatever I want. I can travel every weekend where I want. I just had this best life. And I was thinking about it when I had hard times.
Mhm.
And I reminded myself, Like that was it. That was the feeling I want again. This was the feeling. And you can actually recall the feeling. That is, recall the best feelings. Change your story. That will be probably the first step to do to become happier, feeling better.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. Here we go. Go crush that test, Alex. Best of luck to you. Thank you so much for coming on. And if you want to reach out to Alex, you can email her right here, Alex, the Mentoring Effect right here. On Facebook, you can find. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
That's not me.
Yeah. So the Mentoring Effect right here, if you want to go take a free course or a little mini series. And also, if you want to book, what is it, a 20 or 30-minute session?
It's a look. I sometimes go for 1 hour if people need. That means if you really want to have a conversation about your life, your career, maybe your confidence, maybe your leadership or business, whatever it is in your life that you want to actually change, I will be so happy to hear about that because it's so important. You know, we all have dreams and we sometimes get stuck, and it's normal. That means don't keep it for yourself. Like share it with me. It will be great. And yeah, book the session. It's free. It can be going to 1 hour. It's all good. And I really love the comment from Janet as well when she said that we have to change ourselves and make ourselves happy because we can make other people happy. Thank you for that comment, Janet. It's so true. So true.
Awesome. Oh yeah, thank you for coming on today. And like I said, go crush that test. You have been dropping golden nuggets. Thank you so much. And we'll be talking soon actually, because I'm gonna book a session. Okay. All right.
Can't wait to hear from you. Yes, and thank you so much, Dano. Great show, great people, and really enjoy it.
Thank you. We appreciate it. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon, Alex. Thank you. Cool. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut her off like that. But so everybody, that was the episode for today. Man, so many pieces of golden nuggets in there. I hope you brought your notebook and your pen because that's what I was doing. I was writing down some of the things that she was saying as she was speaking because all the stuff that she talks about. Number one, she's really lived a life that I haven't found too many people that lived. We've had maybe about one other person, two tops, that takes everybody, that takes their life and really molds it into the way that they want, whether it's traveling across the country or just having that beliefs within themselves. And I mean, she's traveled around the world, which is absolutely amazing. But wow, great insight. You guys loved it as well. Thank you, Alex. Awesome show, great insight, 100%. That was awesome. So I want to let you guys know for next week, I will not be here. We're going to show a rerun because I'm going to be in Florida again. I was just there this past weekend. I'm going to be going there to Florida again for the week because I'm going to be at the Kennedy Space Station, and that's where NASA does all their launches and sends people into space with E360. So I have to go cover some events and stuff like that over there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to let you guys give you a heads up if you're watching right now. Like I said, I won't be here next week, but I hope you guys have a great, awesome, fantastic week. And always be wary of some of the things that you think and some of the things that, that we see, whether it's on social media or if we hear one of our friends say, don't be afraid to nip that in the bud and say, hey, well, this is my opinion. And always speak your voice too to say, hey, this is my opinion. I think we should think about it this way. And, always have that confidence within yourself to speak your mind. And man, this was all absolutely amazing. Yes, NASA, it is going to be absolutely fun. And I'm going to be with my main man, Aaron Jaimes. So thank you for being here today. This hour really flew by, and it's just so chock full of some of the stuff that we need to hear. And you're only going to find it here on the Weekly Dose of Dano platform because everything else is all about, politics and everything else is about religion. But what about ourselves? What about the people that go through their everyday lives and battling the battles that we go through, So we have this here on the Weekly Dose of Dano platform. We have this to give you that self-empowerment, to give you the tips and strategies that you can use tomorrow in order to live the life that you want to achieve and implement to really understand that, hey, whatever it is that you want from this world, you can achieve it and you can have it as well. So I can't wait to see you guys in 2 weeks where we're going to have Terrence Lethbridge. He's going to be coming on, and he's a public speaker as well. That is going to be an absolutely amazing interview, just like we always do every week. It's just always so fun and amazing. So shout out to you guys with the Positivity Posse. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful weekend. And always remember to believe in yourself and always throw that positive energy within yourself and throw it into the universe and watch all of the great things that come your way if you take the steps to do that. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great weekend.